Hey, good afternoon, Cape Flats Stories. Kaapse vlakte mense. Hope you guys are good. Op het gaan goed saam met julle. Hoop julle het 'n lekker Kersfees gehad. I know some of you are still very excited. Some of you are only starting your leave now, so enjoy it. Some of you are still on leave. Some of you are working. Some people are not so fortunate to have leave, and we have to ons moet werk. Die kinders moet eet, die skoolfees moet betaal word en kos moet gekoop word. So, but I've got something very special for you guys, a podcast that I want to share with you guys, or some guests in the studio with me. We only hear about the negative things on the Cape Flats, and that is what people want to hear, what's happening amongst our people, and we very seldom celebrate and talk about the positive things. So with me in the studio today, I have M.J.Li, the Kung Fu champion, with his students, and they're going to talk about their journey and what they're busy with, and also the tournament that is coming to South Africa, Cape Town next year. It's a very big tournament that is coming to Cape Town, and it's something good because it means traveling in tourism. It means opportunity. It means job creation and all those type of things. And it also means our young people defending their titles or fighting for the first time against world champions. So yeah, we're gonna talk to MJ and his team, and we're gonna hear more about what it is that they are busy with and what are they preparing for. Although julle kung fu is nie karate nie. Karate is nie MMA nie. Kung fu is iets op sy eie. MJ het weer vir ons vandag wys hoe wie hy move. But please do join us and please do share this broadcast and please, encourage the young people towards this because just before I start, we all have children in our homes that wants to do something, that are good at sport. And in some areas there's no facilities, and it's good to know where you can take your child for kung fu because your child can become, potentially the next champion, the next international champion. So please do see this broadcast and please do listen for the information coming from here so that you can see it with your children. So with me in the studio, I've got Sinawa, I've got Lukman, and Gumaid. I don't know if I pronounced his name correctly. MJ, we just lost MJ now. But I'm gonna ask Sinawa just to tell us more about himself and where the love started for this sport.
Well, my name is Sinawo Yola. Full name Sinawo Akona Yola. I am the captain of South African youth team for 2023 and 2024, the coming year. My Kung Fu journey has started since 2017 when Shifu picked up schools in the Western Cape, my school being Windsor at the time. And my journey started as me just being a student, and from then it's become a journey where Shifu has taken me and the students to countries as in Hong Kong, he's taken us to Botswana, China, and all of these countries where we've learned to be responsible for our country instead of just for ourselves. So in our traveling, we've learned to be proper representatives of our country. So for us, it was always like a dream to just be a role model, but now we became role models to our own peers. So it became a great experience, and from then it's been a good ride.
Awesome. I'm going to give over to Lukman. I heard a lot about Lukman because Sifo mentions
Yeah.
his name a lot with the other team members. Lukman, tell us, where did your journey start and just tell us more about yourself.
My journey started similar to Sinawo, where Shifu were adopted a good couple of schools throughout the Western Cape back in 2017. My school at the time being Mohammedia Primary. And ever since then, it's just been a journey of learning to be more responsible, learning to have more confidence in myself, learning to finally be able to come out of my shell, so to say. And being the being given the opportunity to be doing kung fu for as long as I have been doing now, it's shown me a lot through the world of kung fu, and I really take it to heart everything that Shifu has taught me.
Just one question for you. Would you say that Kung Fu helped you to develop your self confidence, to make you more confident.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm gonna give over to I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name correctly. Go mate, if I said correctly, please rectify me.
My name is Humaid Gulam,
Okay.
and yes, it's pronounced Humaid.
Go mate. Okay. Okay. Awesome. Tell us more about yourself and where did the journey start for you?
So my journey actually started similar to Lukman and Sinawo. I was also at Mohammedia with Lukman, even though I started a bit later than him. In 2017, we were at the same school, and Kang helped me a lot, especially because I was bullied in primary school, and I was very I wasn't confident in both my abilities, in my physical appearance, in my school work and things. And Kang helped me a lot with improving in my schoolwork and my confidence and the ability to put myself out there in situations where I would rather think it's like uncomfortable, even though I know I can do it. But I like the confidence. Kang helped me a lot with that confidence and things.
Awesome. We will come back to you later on. I just want to touch on the topic of bullying and how it has assisted you. But I will come back to you. I just want to speak to Sifu quickly and just ask him a few questions. Sifu, welcome to Cape Flood Stories. It's nice having you on here again. Can you hear me? Okay, I think there's a bit of a delay. MJ, can you hear me?
Hi, Stan. Yeah,
Okay.
great to be back on. Thanks. Stan, you are always doing amazing work in the community. I salute you. Really, I salute you.
Thank you. Thank you. Tell us more about your journey thus far, and also what you guys having a very big tournament or championship happening in Cape Town next year. Tell us more about the tournament and what can we expect.
Mm, mm, um, mm. So I'm happy that all of my sons are live with us on Cape Flat Stories. Who made, I fondly refer to him as Jimmy. That's the nickname I gave him in Hong Kong a couple of years ago. Lukman, the SA Youth Kung Fu Team vice captain, also affectionately known as Loki. Sinawo, who you met virtually already, Stan, when you had us on a couple of months ago.
Yes, yes.
Also known as Kai, that's the nickname that I gave him. The SA Youth Kung Fu Team captain. So these young men are going to be leading the SA Youth Kung Fu Team on the 2nd and 3rd of March 2024 at Fairbairn College in Goodwood, Cape Town. They start firstly as defending champions because the SA Youth Kung Fu Team defeated the Botswana Youth Kung Fu Team earlier in March this year when they beat Botswana in the finals.
Okay, I think we have a bit of a connection problem there. I'm just going to do something quickly. There we go. We just lost him now. While we're waiting for him to come back, Humaid, I'm going to give over to you. I want to ask you the question. Bullying is quite big in our schools, right? Bullying is quite big, and I know of even in my own home, how youngsters bully other children. If it's the neighbors, if it's at the school, if it's the family members. How has Kung Fu helped you to to protect yourself and to stand up for yourself?
I think when you have the ability to learn inner peace and
Mm,
inner confidence,
mm,
then things that people say to you won't really matter anymore. Yes, it will
mm.
still hurt, but it's not as bad as it did when I was like, I had no confidence at all and I was just believing everything that people have been saying. And then also, when people hear that you do Kung Fu, even though 90% of it is like inner peace and discipline and things, they usually focus on the 10% of the, oh, he can fight now, so let's not go to him, or let's not bully him anymore. I think that helped me a lot, especially in primary school.
Okay. And so you say you are okay if people call you names or whatever they say about you, long as you know who you are, and that is what Kung Fu has helped you to establish yourself and to be at peace with yourself.
Yes, because also I have a team and a family that love me, and I don't need anyone's like opinion to validate my importance in this world. So I think it's very good that Kung Fu helps a
Awesome.
lot with confidence and things.
I love that. I love that. MJ, I see you are back with us. MJ, are you there? MJ, are you there? Okay, I think we have a very bad connection on MJ's side. I don't know if MJ want to use his phone or if he's using his phone or laptop. Um, while we're trying to get MJ on the line, I'm just gonna ask Lukman quickly.
Yeah,
Look,
I can hear you, Stan.
are you back? Okay, sorry. There
Yeah.
we go. There we go. Sorry, I think there's a bit of a connection problem, but you can speak.
Crazy. Where is this being? Goes back. Without a shadow of a doubt.
I think he's losing us, losing him. But while he's coming back, Lukman, you guys are training for the championship, right? It's coming to South Africa, to Cape Town, to be precise. How has the training been going the last couple of months? I mean, you're not going to fight against somebody down the street. You're going to fight against kung fu, artists, people that practice the sport. How has your training been going so far?
Well, my training has, well, we're actually on holiday at the moment. We go back
Okay.
again the 6th of January. But before holiday, it's just been, we had 2 summer camps and we were working ourselves dead, to say the very least. We were working hard, every sweat, every tear, every single drop of blood that was shed in those training camps. We know it's going to be worth it, and it's been I won't say difficult, but it has been challenging for the fact at how hard we've been working.
And everybody has a fear of losing. I think there can only be one winner and one loser.
Yeah.
How have you been working? I mean, you are training as well your mental conditioning and your physical conditioning.
Yeah.
How are you preparing yourself mentally for this? Because this is quite big coming down. It is a championship, so you have the best of the best coming to come and compete.
Well, when Shifu first announced that said that the second championship is coming, I got nervous, and I'm still nervous today as we are speaking. I think the only way that I can move on, or quote unquote move on from the nerves, it's mostly just a matter of, good man, it is an experience. You are going to go there to compete, and hopefully, God willing, you do well. And if you don't do well, then you just have to try harder next time. And
Yeah,
that's just
yeah.
sort of the mindset that I glued into
Yes.
myself, so that I don't feel too bad about it. Because I know eventually, because like you said, there is a winner and there is a loser. And the winner obviously is better than the loser. So then obviously the loser has to be working hard, has to work harder in order to be the winner.
Mhm. Yes, yes. But we know you guys are going there to win. So I'm talking about the other
Yeah.
guy. I'm not talking about you guys because I have faith in you guys. You are from Cape Town. You're representing us. So I
Yeah.
have faith in you guys. But I'm going to come back to you now. I just want to speak to Sanawa quickly. Is this your
Yeah.
first competition in the championship, or have you been in the championship already?
There have been prior competitions in the Western Cape that we've hosted, but I think it's the first time it's going to be a championship where it's a full venue of African teams. because as Shifu said prior, at the beginning of the year, Africa had a lot of challenges coming through over the border. So our only proper challenger was Botswana because it had the most athletes at the time, besides us. And so from that championship, it was between Botswana and South Africa, and it almost became like a one-on-one between the two countries. And so for next year, I feel like it would be more challenging and interesting because it's not just our neighboring country, it's now countries further than that. So now our experience has to kick in because we've also been neighbors when you went to Botswana. You've also been people who were very different because we've gone to Hong Kong. So now we have to hone in all of those experiences from these different areas and hone it in and then compete as we've known.
Okay. I say Sifu's back. Sifu, I think you've got a better connection now. You can continue.
I hope so. Yeah. So as I was saying, I don't want to blame the network. We'll not give them coverage like that. Yeah. So the South African youth team under Sinawo's leadership, they beat Botswana in the finals earlier this year. So the SA Youth Kung Fu team are current defending champions. So in 68 days, we will host the second Africa Youth Kung Fu and Open Martial Arts Championship, 2nd, 3rd of March, Fairbairn College, Goodwood, Cape Town. But in addition, we'll be hosting, besides our Western Cape team, so we are roughly 38 athletes that will be competing. There are also 2 teams coming from Gauteng and Pretoria. So we've never hosted athletes from other parts of South Africa during the first competition. So this will be the first time that 2 teams outside of the Western Cape in the country will be coming down. So effectively 3 teams will be participating, youth teams from South Africa, 1 Western Cape, 1 Gauteng, 1 Tshwane or Pretoria. And then confirmed teams coming over the border, a full team from Botswana, and then smaller teams from Zambia, Zimbabwe, Malawi, a few isolated athletes from Uganda, Mozambique, Tanzania, and also a small team of 4 athletes from Rwanda. So the athletes total over the 2 days, at least it's going to be double compared to the inaugural Africa tournament that we hosted in March. So Sinawo, Lukman, Humaid, Saifullah, Sishle, and all the other 34 athletes in our youth team, they're going to have their work cut out because they're going to have to work very hard come 2 months from now in order to defend that title, because they are aptly described as defending champions, but they're going to have to work very hard because Africa has been preparing for this, and now we have widened the scope. So that ultimately means it's going to be way more competitive as opposed to the first experience.
Just a question. You said you have about 60 plus days and you guys are on leave now, but I presume, or I assume you guys have been working hard right through the year. Is that 60 days is just for you guys to prepare mentally and conditionally, to defend yourself against your competitors, right? Do you feel it's enough time still?
Stan, you'll never have enough time. You'll always need an extra day, an extra week, an extra month. And I think with all of that comes added pressure. We are not pressurizing our athletes that are 11 to 16, 17 years. But there is a core, a foundation in the squad. And that core comprises of Sinawo, Lukman, Humaid, my son, Saifullah, Elvis, Sishle. These are senior athletes that have been training 5, 6, 7, 8 years. They've left the country, competed in Hong Kong, in China. They've gone to Botswana with me when they had a friendship championship. So they're going to need to draw upon all of those experiences. Early in December, when the exams concluded, we had 3 very tough summer training camps, and that really pushed the athletes. And then a few days ago, 18 of the athletes completed the level test grading after having trained for the year. So I think they rightfully deserve a break. But come next weekend, the 6th and 7th of January, the senior athletes will be back in training. And then the week after that, the 12th, 13th of January, the rest of the squad will all be back in training. And I believe probably from the 12th, 13th of January, once the entire squad is back in training, it gives the seniors a head start of a week to fine tune a lot of their preparation, their techniques, their skills. And then I think we should be ready in about 48, 49 days from the weekend of the 13th of January. Bear in mind that they've been training for some months already. And I think probably once we get to the 1st of Feb, then we are counting down 30 days to the Second Africa Youth Championship. Then it's literally the final preparation which we need to put in. But behind the scenes, a lot of work has been taking place. I've been speaking to sponsors to facilitate the process of bringing the African athletes in, sponsoring their transport into South Africa, also sponsoring their accommodation and their breakfast daily. And I think if we're not able to do that, it's very difficult for us actually to host an Africa Championship and even host our SADC region countries, because Africa, as we know, has a number of challenges economically, financially, politically, socially. And if we can assist our athletes from that perspective, which we're busy doing behind the scenes, I think this is going to be a very interesting championship. And I really want to encourage everyone in Cape Town and in South Africa to get to Quicket. Our tickets went live 2 weeks ago. And to purchase your tickets via the Quicket website, we can accommodate for 400 spectators on Saturday. That includes the gallery upstairs, and then also a further 400 on Sunday, the 3rd of March. Sunday, the 3rd of March is reserved for the finals. And then we will see the South African youth team under Sinawo and Lukman's leadership. They will go toe-to-toe against the Botswana youth team, because we've now established, very friendly rivalry, which is good for, the brotherhood and the friendship of martial arts on the continent. So Botswana and South Africa, they're going to go toe-to-toe against each other in the finals to see who actually wins the Africa Youth Championship. Hopefully, my team comes out on top again, but they would have to work hard, and they must forget about the achievement of defeating Botswana earlier this year. Come March the 2nd and 3rd, it's a brand new experience.
I like what you say, M.J.Li, about defeating Botswana earlier on. I think that guys are working hard. They are working much harder than the last time, because they obviously have a point to prove. Prove a point. But this is my question to you: is that what is it that what will your team take out of this experience? Because you are going to compete against the best. These guys coming here, they are hungry to win. From your experience over the years, what is it that you always took out of the tournaments? Win them or lose. What is it that you want to just say to your students and to those people out there? Because we can obviously take these lessons and make it part of our daily lives.
Absolutely. For me, as an international and professional athlete over the years, I've never regarded failure as failure. I've always regarded it either as success, where you get a podium finish, or if the opposition is better than you on the day, it's very important that you acknowledge that you have been beaten fairly, squarely, and that he has provided you with a lesson, and you need to go back to the drawing board. You haven't lost. You've learned a lesson. And if you can accept that as a lesson, what did you do that you can improve upon? Because I was at a crossroads in my career on many occasions over the years when I wanted to give up, I wanted to throw in the towel. because I felt despondent. I experienced periods when I was injured across my career. Fortunately, it hasn't been for too long, but I had to continuously remind myself as to why exactly I chose this path, why exactly I want to represent my country. I essentially had this burning desire. I needed to represent my country. I needed to do my best. I needed to go toe to toe against the best, because only in an arena like this will you be tested, because it's ultimately about life, because life is going to throw you with different challenges, and life is going to knock you down. And if one knock, takes you to the floor and you're not prepared to get up and dust yourself off and then relentlessly pursue this, desire that you have, then, just choose the 9 to 5 and choose the basic things to do every day for the rest of your life. So how will you truly know, what your potential is if you are not prepared to learn from all of these experiences? So on the one hand, as the Shifu, as the coach, I am optimistic that they will do well, that they will be able to defend their title. But on the other hand, it's not like 25, 28 years ago when I was training. We didn't have social media. So you could not have a look at the opposition, go online on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube, on Facebook, because, teams and athletes are regularly posting now their training videos, what they are doing, their achievements, etc. So you can literally see, within seconds, anywhere around the world, what your opponents are up to. And you can then use that as a yardstick. 25 years ago, we couldn't do that. You had to take a video camera, record it, and then download the footage, and then transcribe it to a VHS tape, and then copy it, etc. There was no cloud, there was no social media. You never had these external hard drives of massive space, etc. So you had to literally do the hard yards mechanically. But now everything has been made very easy for this current crop of athletes and current students. So they must utilize all of these tools at their disposal. So as much as I believe they're going to do well, but I need them to clear their minds and know that Botswana is coming back next year, not just to compete. They have seen how they were defeated in March earlier this year. So they have learned from their mistakes. My team taught them a lesson. So they went back, and I've been silently watching them on YouTube and on Instagram and on Facebook, and I've seen the effort that they've put in, and they are coming here to compete. So Sinawo and company, they need to be ready.
I like how you said, so now in company, you guys must be ready. But this is what I want to ask you also. How's the preparation going? How's the preparation going to accommodate him? I mean, this is obviously an opportunity for us to show, other countries that we can host world-class events. How's that going?
I think firstly, we do have support from the city of Cape Town. Logistically, we naturally had to do an application for an events permit because it is an international event. So we had to follow all of those due processes way back in August already. We have spoken to a few local partners who supported the inaugural event, and they have come on board. Now, on the 3rd and 4th of January, we are meeting with 3 other prospective partners that are very keen also to come on board. Logistically, it's going to be a challenge, which we are prepared to accept, but it's going to be a challenge to arrange for the African athletes to come into South Africa and for us to literally acquire sponsorship for their transport, their accommodation, their breakfast daily. And I say again, stand, and to literally the hundreds and thousands of followers of Cape Flat Stories, if we are not going to put these mechanisms in place, you are never going to host an Africa Youth Championship. So this is a platform that we want to create for our youth on the African continent, for them to showcase their skills and their talents. And I think the fact that our youth team are the defending champions. So I want Cape Town to literally pack that venue, Fairbairn College, both days, Saturdays and Sundays. We want the gees, we want the vibe, we want the ambiance, so that when Malawi, Zambia, Zimbabwe, Botswana, Rwanda, and the two Gauteng teams come down to Cape Town on the 2nd and 3rd of March, they must know that they have come to Cape Town, that the support is here for Sinawo and the South African youth Kung Fu team, because we have cheerleaders that are currently also, in training. It's the drama and theatre learners from Fairbairn College, the host school. So we have a cheerleading squad of 20 youth that are going to be supporting our team over the 2 days. They are going to help to create the ambience and the gees and the vibe in the venue. And that is why we want the whole of Cape Town to get to cricket, purchase those tickets over the 2 days, and make sure that you actually come out and support the defending champions, because the noise that you are going to make and the ambience you're going to create in that venue over the 2 days is going to lift their spirits tremendously. And I want, I know you've got a massive following, Stan, with Cape Flat Stories, so I want all of your followers to, in the next 2 months, to check out our social media platforms, Africa Youth Kung Fu Championships, on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube. And obviously, you're going to be one of our special guests there, because you're going to help to increase our reach on our social media platforms.
And I think that is very important for our people to understand, that we need to support this event. It's not just another event, but it's a world-class event. It's an event that where we can also host African countries and show them, in Cape Town, that we can work together and we can put together a world-class event. But I wanna just go back to Sanawa, because you said earlier on Sanawa and his friends need to sort themselves out. I just want to know. I know it's a lot of stress on him as the captain. We've seen a lot of positivity in the Rugby World Cup with Sia Kolisi and how he managed to keep the team together. What is your word of encouragement to our young people listening and to your teammates? What is it that you expect from them? And I know you can't say the game plan on here, but what is it that we can expect from you as well?
Well, all I could say for the youngsters is that we can't build a legacy alone. You need a team, you need a family, you need supporters, so that it solidifies your legacy after you've left. Someone once told me that people only remember your story once you've passed. And once you've passed, people must be able to speak from the heart about your achievements and your accomplishments. So I feel like the youngsters that are listening, and the youngsters that want to follow something, should always ask for help, and when they find help, and try and bring along most of their friends or siblings, so that they wouldn't go alone on their journey. They'd go with accomplices, if I could say.
And I agree 100% with you. And that actually brings me to Lukman. Sanawa can't run the team alone, so he needs you and the other guys to support him. From your side, are you committing to the championship? I know you are, but we want to hear from you. Because obviously, you're part of the winning team, and you want to bring back the medals. You want to bring back the titles, and like Shafo said, it's going to be much more difficult. Those guys are coming to come and prove a point. It's like almost like you gave them a beating, but now they're coming with the brasser to sort you out. Just on your way of saying it, are you guys ready? Are you supporting this whole movement?
I would say that we are ready, or we are extremely close to ready. But like Shifo has said earlier, there's always going to be a day more that you need, a week more that you need, a month more that you would need in order to prepare. There's always going to be that feeling. But I've been, ever since I was promoted to vice captain for the team, I have been helping Sinavo lead the rest of the team and help guide the rest of the team so that we are prepared for what's to come. And myself, I've always at home I'd get on campus and I'd just be there in my room going over each form so that I know um, so that I can help the younger ones when at our next training camp. And I'd always just try and help them the way she always helped me, passing on the legacy. Like Sina said, I try and pass on all of Shifu's words of advice that Shifu has given me and Sinawo and Kumaid throughout the years of our training. And I try to pass it on to them so that they know that this means business and so that they can also follow in our footsteps and get to where we are today.
Awesome, awesome. Humaid, on your side, are you ready for this? Are you committed? Are you gonna train next month? Because I think a lot of the people are gonna come and watch you, and just listening to your story early on, how you stood up for yourself against the bullies, and how you have built the confidence. Um, in the next 2 months, teamwork is that what you're gonna do? Work with your team and make this thing work.
Yeah, speaking of teamwork, actually, uh, I don't think Shifu could have chosen. Oh, actually, he chose the best people to be like vice captain and captain, especially
Awesome,
like Nawa and Lukman, because their motivation and dedication radiates and is actually spreading around the whole of our students, like across all the students, and they can feel their motivation and dedication, and it allows us to also feel that motivation and dedication, and their ability to lead the team gives us the ability to work as a team. Especially like Sinavo, you can just message him even if it's late at night. Oh, I don't know this thing. Can you please send me a video of you doing it? And he will make sure that the video is there so that you can improve too.
awesome,
And also with the guiding of our Shifu, I think our training and our teamwork and our motivation will stand a good chance to persevere in the championship next year.
awesome. We're gonna come. I'm gonna keep you accountable. We're gonna come back. We're gonna have a meeting again with Sifu and everybody, and we're gonna follow up. Sifu, I'm also gonna come into the dojo or where you guys are training and make some videos and just show the people what's happening. But from your side, what is it that you want to leave with the people? We obviously have the conversation every 2 weeks. We need to build this thing for the next 2 months and make sure everybody knows about it and that everybody that can supports it, because this is a big event. It also will allow us to show the rest of Africa and the world that we can host World Cup events. So anything that you want to add, anything you want to say?
I think, Stan, just again, thanks to you and your huge platform, Cut Stories, for giving us this opportunity to share with all of your followers right across the Cape, the country, and all over the world. The second Africa Youth Kung Fu Championship coming to Cape Town on the 2nd and 3rd of March 2024. Please get your tickets at Quicket. Check out our story as it unfolds over the next 2 months across our social media platforms. And then I think what is important, once ISR is back over the week of the 13th and 12th and 13th of January, we're going to be visiting about 12 schools to activate the youth, because it's a youth championship. So I want more than half of the spectators at the championship to be youth, because it's an Africa Youth Championship. We need to push as many short videos as possible on TikTok, because that is where our youth are. And Kung Fu is a modality that can be used by our youth to enhance self-respect, confidence, self-worth, discipline, focus. It will help you with your schoolwork. Look at these young men. I met them when they were 12, 13, 14 years old. They are now studying at university, completing different degrees in engineering and IT, etc.
Wow.
And they have utilized the modality of Kung Fu that I came to them with. And this is where they are now,
6 years along their journey, 7 years, 8 years, etc. So when schools reopen, we have targeted 12 schools that we're going to be visiting across the Cape, and we're going to be also taking the winning trophy to the schools to show the youth this is what our SA youth team will be defending. So you need to come and support them. We're also doing a few give backs. We're doing a few visits to orphanages and youth centers. Next weekend, we have an event with the South African Sports Legends Association at the castle, where they're going to be doing a demonstration. Also at the Chinese New Year at the waterfront at the end of January, the youth team will be doing a demonstration. And this is all part and parcel of us promoting the Africa Youth Championship in March. And I think what is important, Stan, in closing, when a lot of the other professional athletes come here in March, we're going to be doing a legacy campaign of activating ladies self-defense workshops.
Awesome.
In some of our areas like Mitchell's Plain, Khayelitsha, and Bonteheuwel. And then at the same time, also working with disadvantaged youth, doing give back workshops.
Yeah.
And I think two beneficiaries, which is important. International Championship needs to have a legacy campaign and needs to ensure that once we leave after the bells and the fanfare, that we leave something constructive behind with the country, with the host city. So in terms of the beneficiaries, on Saturday night, once the youth have completed the competition for the day. So this is kind of like a separate event. The Saturday night, the 2nd of March, from 7 p.m. onwards, for the very first time, the International Kung Fu Fight League will come to Cape Town, South Africa. I will headline for the very first time. I will be fighting and competing at home in Cape Town and South Africa. So if you've never seen me fight and compete, you need to get your tickets for this. And these tickets you at the M.J.Li Kung Fu Foundation. So between myself and 8 other continental and national champions, we will be going toe-to-toe against each other. And the plan is, with those international exhibition fights, we are going to be assisting Cedar Primary in Bonteheuwel, because they run a daily feeding scheme where they feed about 380 kids that are not able to come to school with lunch. So the international fights the Saturday night, it's got nothing to do with the youth competing. They are done at 6 p.m. So 7 p.m. on Saturday night, these international athletes, along with myself, we are going to be raising funds through these exhibition fights for Cedar Primary in Bonteheuwel. And then something that is very close to my heart, and I'm sure millions of humanitarians, we're also wanting to raise funds for Palestine. It has nothing to do with Muslim. It has nothing to do with religion. It is a humanitarian cause. For 85 days, we have been witnessing globally, you know, the extent of a genocide and ethnic cleansing, the likes of which we've never seen in the last 100 years. So I think this is part and parcel of us helping to raise funds for Palestine. And then we will work very closely with Gift of the Givers, a local NGO who has a team working in Palestine. And they've been working there for many, many years, as well as Africa Muslims Agency. And whatever we raise as international fighters on the night of the 2nd of March will be given to these NGOs, and they will rightfully then use it for their work down on the ground, which is sorely needed. But primarily, we're going to focus on in our backyard with Cedar Primary, and then also Palestine.
M.J.Li, thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. I think we are excited. Myself are very excited for what's about to happen. I think the young men are very excited. I think it's something that we are looking forward to participate in and to see it grow. Because at the end of the day, you know what, you guys are representing Cape Town and you're representing you know, us, and we need to support you guys 100%. So we will be back again in 2 weeks' time. I think we should have a conversation. Just send me the links as well, that I can post it on the page and people can buy the tickets. I think people need to buy the tickets now. Really, I don't think it's a lot of tickets. I think that ticket should be sold out by the end of this month when people get their first salary, because it's an event to attend.
Absolutely.
the funding is going to a good initiative as well. And thank you so much for what you guys are doing. We'll be back. And the team must train very hard because we don't want to lose. I don't know about them, but I don't want to lose. Or they're making a fight. I will be there. But thank you so much, MJ. And we will definitely be back in 2 weeks' time. People can get you where. Just tell people where can they find you on your social media.
Okay, so on the social media platforms for the championship, it is Africa Youth Kung Fu Championship. We created a Facebook page a couple of months ago. Also on TikTok recently, about a month ago, an account was created, and then on Instagram. And also, I mean, people are aware of my social media platforms: Facebook, Twitter, X, Instagram, YouTube. You'll get all the information there. For WhatsApp information, you can just contact the M.J.Li Kung Fu Foundation, 065 596 1049, particularly relating to details of the championship and those international Kung Fu exhibition fights coming to Cape Town for the very first time on the 2nd of March, 7 p.m. at Fairbairn College. If you haven't seen me compete and fight, now's the time. Get those tickets and let us help support Cedar Primary and Palestine. Thanks, Dan.
Thank you so much, and we'll be back next in 2 weeks' time. Thank you so much, young men. We'll chat soon. That was M.J.Li, his team, and the youngsters that will be competing in the tournament. It's something you guys need to support. I always tell you guys this: we need to support our people. It's no use we're gonna complain. There's no opportunities for us, but here we're creating opportunities. Here we're creating a platform for our young people to fight nationally, as well as internationally. And I still believe we are the best arguments. You can go away. The people of Cape Town know how to fight. Even if that boys don't get all the training, they know how to fight. Hulle gaan beklei. So ek gaan saam met hulle. As ons moeilikheid soek, ek is hulle bouncer. But guys, please support them. I'll put the link up later on. Please be part of this. It's nice. It brings people to our town, meaning people will spend money here. It's good for opportunity. Also, we can showcase the rest of Africa with other events. Come and see what we are doing. Even I believe there's still space for sponsoring. Contact M.J.Li if you guys can sponsor. You know what? I'm a colored and I see opportunity. Maybe you guys can rent out your rooms or something. Speak to M.J.Li. Maybe you can accommodate somebody if you live close by. But please become part of this event and please do support it. Please do share this live. If you can't be there, if you don't have money, please share this live. Please share the posters just so that we create an awareness. At the end of the day, we only can become successful if we help one another to the top and not drag each one another down, but support each other's events and support each other's legacies and build something for our youngsters. But without prolonging the show, I want to say thank you to you guys that tuned in. Please be on the lookout for another podcast in 2 weeks' time. I will catch up with him and have another conversation on, how far they are with the training. I think they're getting serious next week. They're going to start training, start with the team. I'm very excited because you can hear the excitement. You can hear the man is reg om te beklei, But it's also nice to know that we have champion quality, athletes in our city. So from me, I'm going to say goodbye and I'll be back with you guys soon. Cheers.